We get moving here.
Guys, we're in order.
Turn your mic on there, Chris.
Red button.
Red button. There you go.
Okay. Again, we'll call the meeting of the Keep Beaufort County Beautiful Board, Thursday, October 8th, 2025. Call to order the meeting. First thing on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
Second.
Okay, good deal. August 14th meeting we had, there was some question about the minutes.
Just we need to approve the minutes.
But I have a question.
Question. Oh,
Sorry.
I think you're muted. Just make sure you're. And pull it down. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Under beautification, the first paragraph. This is my memory, so I don't know if I remember. I don't remember the last line where we talked about possible locations for bulb plant placement. I don't remember saying that or.
It was
talking
discussed
about that.
by, it was,
In
yes,
general,
that doesn't say
everybody-
that you discussed it.
Okay.
It just says that we did discuss those locations.
Okay, that was I was like, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah, the
That's
committee,
fine.
it just kind of says the committee.
Okay.
So you're comfortable with that? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the?
So move.
Introductions, everybody in the room, start right here with Ford. Good.
Ford Bartholow from District 9.
Just got to push the red button.
It'll automatically turn on.
Okay.
You should just be able to.
Oh, he's.
Look at this, she covered up.
All the hardware.
Thank you.
It's Brenda McPhee, District 7.
Jean's up full. I think I'm District 11. I'm not sure. 11. Thank you.
Pam Floyd, District 3.
And I am Chris Campbell, District 1.
And Dr. Jean is with us on Zoom. Sally McLeod, Solid Waste and Recycling.
Victoria Hoffman, Solid Waste and Recycling.
Valentina Palacio, Beaufort County Public Works.
Jesus Rodriguez, Solid Waste and Recycling.
Sergeant Matt Riccobeni, Beaufort County Sheriff's Office.
Craig Tedeschi, Beaufort County Broadcasting.
Craig, I want you to thank the little lady over who directed Pam in the right direction. We'd still be sitting up there waiting on everybody right now, but it was your crew that put us on the right track. Thank you. Okay, subcommittee updates. Start with that one?
Yeah, let's start there. So you're going to start with Palmetto Pride?
Yeah. We had a conference at Palmetto Pride. It was very good. Jesus was up there. We talked about a lot of things. They're always on a good track. I had the pleasure of having dinner with Director Sarah Lyles and several people, and we've got a good relationship with Palmetto Pride right now. I think we're in good shape. We don't have quite the tire problem that other counties do. So a lot of times that a lot of discussion is done about the disposal of illegally disposing tires on the side of the road. But all of the litter and all the things that they've been involved with us in the keep America beautiful. Everything for us is going well, so we're good to go there.
Use the next bullet point.
Beautification. Let's talk about the purchase. We got the bulbs, right?
I don't know, have they arrived?
Yes, they have.
Okay. They've arrived, and Chris and I drove around last week looking at possible locations of where we had ideas of where to plant them, and we need to meet with you, Victoria, and Bradley, and come up with ideas of those locations where y'all think would be good ideas, and also who is doing the planting is the question. Are we planting? Are y'all planting? Who's planting? Or can we help you plant if y'all are planting?
So in a discussion that we had with Public Works Director and Jean and Mr. Campbell, we're also present. Public Works will not be doing the planting, so that is going to be something that KBCB will have to oversee. So we did a trial run last year with the wildflower seeds, and it's just too much upkeep for our staff and too much in-depth work with bulb planting and watering. So that will definitely need to be something KBCB maybe hires a vendor to do.
Okay.
Okay.
We will definitely vet and confirm locations that would be ideal and that also fall in county right of way.
Being a little bit of a rookie in planting in South Carolina, what is the time frame when bulbs get planted?
Now, fall.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
These are spring bulbs, so they need to be planted. They need to be planted this fall.
If we can get it between now and Christmas, we'd be
Yeah.
fine. Would we reach out to the, like the greenery or somebody to do that for us? I think that'd be all
What
right.
about reaching out to some of the gardening clubs?
Well, we could do that too. The problem is a lot of places that we thought were good do have a traffic issue. I mean, some of them are a little scary. So we'll have to,
Do you have a list of those locations?
We have ideas, but we have to meet with Victoria and Bradley to come up with where they agree is acceptable locations.
I think once we get that list and we've identified the locations, then we can start working on incorporating some community people or businesses to help planting. But we got to identify those locations first, yeah.
we did a giant circle of the county. We went all over the place. We went down to the bridge, down to the Bluffton Parkway. We came back around, up past you, and then
All
we-
over Beaufort and out on Ladies Island.
out on Ladies Island. Yeah, we did it.
And
And you know what? There's hundreds of places to do it.
Do you have a list of locations now? Because I can take that information and get that back to you quicker than setting up a meeting would be.
I'll have to email it to you because I left that notebook at home.
Okay, yeah, email me and that would be faster than trying to set up a meeting with me and Mr. Harriet.
Okay.
And so on the quantity that we ordered, how many locations do we think we can cover?
It depends on how we plan them. If we want to plan them pretty heavy, which I would recommend, probably six locations. I mean, it's can do.
Yeah, we've got 1,500 bulbs.
So my only concern with trying to get volunteer organizations to engage and help us here, Chris,
Safety.
liability, it's safety, et cetera. Second one is these bulbs have a lifetime. They're going to expire, right? At some point, they have to be in the ground. So we don't have 6 months to plan that. We have to kind of get it going now. One suggestion I might have is that we allocate some funds today to pay to have it done. Doesn't mean you can go write a contract right away, go try the volunteer route, absolutely support that. But if we don't do that today, we can't even make a decision on that until December, which is too late. Okay? So I would suggest not 6 sites, fewer sites.
Okay.
Because every site you add makes it more expensive.
Right.
Is there any way, Victoria, you could lick a thumb up in the air and say, I think it might cost $5,000, $10,000.
I can literally tell you I have no idea.
I can tell you that it's
Solid waste.
you know,
I could pop out and see if Kennard has any idea, but I have no idea.
It's 2 days' work. If we pick,
At all.
there are a lot of places that are sort of plant-ready. The Garden's Corner spot is not quite plant-ready. It's got grass that should be removed, but there are many that are plant-ready. All the little planters going out, Sam's Point Road, for instance, it wouldn't hurt a bit for them to be.
I think it
but-
will determine the location because it is a bulb. So that's like at least a foot down.
No,
6 inches.
6
no,
inch down.
6 inches.
Yeah, it's just
That's
But it's
covered.
not just throwing some
Oh, no.
wildflowers
No, they got to be
out.
planted.
So
Yeah, you
I
gotta
think
have-
it will determine the location, what the subsurface is looking like.
Worst case scenario, we can put them in cold storage if they're daffodils.
Yeah, they're
Do
daffodils.
you-
They're mixed
In cold
daffodils.
storage for
And
6
you plant
weeks.
them what, 6 inches apart, 10 inches apart?
Yeah, I want to say it's between 6 and a feet.
You got 350
foot.
bulbs per spot. If you got 4 spots, you got, I mean, you can pretty much guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Then
size.
you need
Exactly
what
how big a
square
spot you
footage
need.
do you want? And 'cause
So we just didn't know exactly, we have ideas, but we just don't know what would be approved locations.
What,
Until we get location, I don't think we can really,
what's the
I don't
budget
think it
that
would
you
be
have for
over
Beaufort?
$5,000, so maybe we could get pardon me?
Shouldn't be over 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of days' work at the most. So I have a friend that runs the greenery here in town, and I'll be glad to go by and see him and see if he could squeeze it into his schedule.
But do we want to suggest up to $5,000?
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Hey, let me give guys a minute. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I suggest we move to put aside or approve up to $5,000 to pay for the planting of the bulbs, daffodil bulbs.
You just needed to vote on
I
money.
just need to vote on the amount, up to 5,000.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
I
Okay.
think, associated with that, my suggestion would be that we move $5,000 from the the education and outreach line item, which now has $16,000 in it. We reduce that by 5,000 and up the education
Beautification.
budget by 5,000. Again, it's only use it if you need it and use what you need of it. If for some reason it comes in at 5 times that price, I love Brenda's idea of we'll plant what we can afford and then we'll cord storage the rest.
Yeah.
Get them what we can get
We
done.
want to get some done, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can.
So do we need to move the money?
Yeah. You've
Okay, so
moved.
would you start again, Pam, with your motion?
I'm sorry. You're
please.
moving money from where to where?
Education and outreach.
Thank you. That's
There's
good.
16K in there now, which is probably flexible. Okay, that's, the motion is 2 pieces.
I have the first part of the motion, and then the second part of the motion would be to move $5,000 from the education monies into beautification. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do we need a first?
Second. Second.
Aye.
Sorry.
So
Okay.
moved. Aye.
And somebody, did Jane wave her hand or say hi? Say hi? Okay, great.
Thank you, Gene. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, can I just make a general comment? So I, now 3 times in a row, I think, have written the committee reports. I'm cool writing the committee reports. I kind of put it out there, but I would love some input for this meeting next time.
And I sent it to him. I sent it to him.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So it's good, but, let's give updates of whatever we have to, not just what's on the page, right? This is a general update, and this is already a month old, or 3 weeks old, whatever. Okay, sorry, Chris. So, back to me again, 28 sign.
Why don't we move to 28 sign back down to new business, because you're going
The
to
whole
be
thing,
discussing
will
it.
down, okay, thank you.
That way we're keeping it.
Okay, Chris?
Yeah.
The whole Route 28 sign is going to get moved to new business. We won't talk about it now, we'll talk about it in about 15 minutes.
Okay. Your signs,
Yes, the 278 signs.
they're going to be,
Yep. So we're down to early discussions on alternative, that bullet point.
okay, the I was proposing a trunk sign, and it hadn't really worked out, but we've decided that it would be nice if we could do the trunk somewhere, maybe, the big dream would be if we could put it in the waterfront park in Beaufort as a memorial to the early settlers of this. I think it would work. So we're going to go over and meet with the mayor. I just tried to call him a minute ago, and see where we could start on where we could put it. But we would like to move forward with. We don't want to lose that opportunity to build that trunk because we've designated money for it. So, correct? Mm-hmm. Good. So that's is what we've got going on the trunk. I think it was Victoria and Bradley's idea that they put it in some sort of a place that would,
Passive park or something.
Thank you for that idea.
I'll take the next one. As everybody knows, because we've been talking about it for months now, we've been interchanging with USCB. We'll give you more sign update in a little bit, but while we were walking the site 2 weeks ago, met with the school's manager of the environmental club. Every club needs a sponsorship, so we met with the sponsor. And we agreed that we could be on the agenda for the next environmental club meeting. There are about 30 people typically, 30 students typically. Students, just students, yeah. And the sponsor, of course, is an employee of the school. And the idea there is to see if we can't find some projects we might be able to work together between Keep Beaufort County Beautiful and the Environmental Club. I'll present that as an idea, and then I'm kind of looking at them as potential arms and legs for us to do things. Like if we have a project we want to engage with a group to help us, they might be able to, get people to show up and help us. We're also trying to broaden that relationship with the school across a couple of different fronts. A couple of conversations about increasing recycling at the school, and Victoria is obviously that. But the Environmental Club, hopefully it comes up next week or so. I'll invite everyone to that, as I try to do every time, and you're welcome to join. I'll send out logistics as they come about. Questions on Environmental Club?
I think that's a great idea. The young ones at the college would be interesting to just go there and talk to them, see what they got going. They came up with these things for the signs. They were pretty cool. Okay, what's our next item? We already did.
So I'll take the next one after that, which is the state tool for collecting. One of the ideas that TJ Jett from Hilton Head, who is the environmental manager in Hilton Head, he and I had coffee and brainstormed what might we do as an event sponsored by KBCB. Like, we brand it. It's ours. We set it up. We run it. We operate it. We do everything they need to do. So we chatted about it a bit. And he said what he'd like to do is to collect much deeper data on a smaller footprint of a litter cleanup. So we talked about that, and I was excited about it. I thought that'd be great. I thought using the students at USCB would be perfect for it. And so as I dug into it a little bit, Dr. Jean showed me the data collection tool that the South Carolina Aquarium built for litter. I didn't know it existed. I think I've sent a link to it to everyone. If I haven't, I will again. But it's a great tool. And Dr. Jean also showed that that's the process that the Outside Foundation is now using as they do litter cleanups. It's a mobile app or a paper form that you fill in paper, and then you put it into the app later. And it basically provides a way to collect data, not just how many pounds of trash or how many bags of recycling, but the concept is you have one person picking up and one person recording. Every single item is recorded. 3 cigarette butts, 3 styrofoam containers, 1 other container. huge amount of data. And the South Carolina people had done a terrific job of designing an app which gives them the data that they need to make good policy decisions. It's no longer a question, we've got 25 pounds. It's now styrofoam cups are a problem. And here's the data behind it. That's what we're trying to do. The other value is, we've all known, we've all talked about working on the limiting plastics in the county with the new ordinance, et cetera. Well, if we use this app to track what we pick up, we should show a reduction in styrofoam over time. Okay, so without that data, you're still just doing pounds. So, Gene has got it nailed, I think, for outside foundation stuff. We'd love to figure out if we do get to the point where we are sponsoring a cleanup, that could be part of it. So I think one of the things I want to talk about at the school, the environmental club, is do you all have an idea what you want to do? Do you want to do a litter cleanup? Do you want to do a tree planting? Do you want to, whatever you guys want to do, we can help. Whether organizing, structuring, we got a little bit of money we can spend, et cetera. But I'm super excited about the app now, and I had a telephone call with the aquarium folks, and they've got data they're going to share, they've got processes, they've got tools, got everything. I think Gene probably has a lot of it already, but for me, it was a great education. I had no idea that we as a state were doing this already, and we just need to do a better job of collecting that data.
Can we download it now?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Right off the App Store?
It's off the App Store, yep.
Okay.
Do you remember what it's called?
Yeah, it's a SC Aquarium.
It's called, just search Little Journal,
Yeah.
and it'll be SC Aquarium.
Yeah, because it's like a
Yeah.
big platform that different organizations have pages, and the South Carolina Aquarium has their specific page.
Can you use it on mobile, okay? Or
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Can
yeah.
you? Okay.
Yeah, I actually have that app on my.
Yep, I have it on my phone too. I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, it's actually a great way for us to think broader than just maintenance
Yeah, right.
of picking up stuff off the highway. How do we stop that flow of stuff to the highway? Like the tire problem, if you have a county that is anywhere near a highway, you've got those big problems. We don't have that problem. We have a different set of problems, so.
I would also suggest it'd be really cool to go and attend one of their cleanups. The SC Aquarium, I think, does like an amazing 80 or 90 cleanups a year. And I went to one of them to just see how the litter journal thing works out. And it works a little bit different than any regular litter cleanup. So that would be a good idea to see if y'all could make it to maybe, it's in Charleston normally area. Maybe y'all can coordinate that. But that's a really great way to kind of, if you do want to move forward in doing that, going to that and kind of get an idea of what it would look like.
What do they do with the identifying their waste stream? What have they been doing with the data?
They collect it all, and it's used in various ways. I don't know exactly what they do it for, but I know they've supplied it to like the city of Charleston when they were doing plastic bag stuff. They do it just in research, just to have for research, and people quote it. Like I did a presentation and I quoted the amount of plastic bags that they found in the Charleston aquarium area for a given cleanup that they did.
Okay.
So it's just like really, especially like if we are able to have this in the process of plastic bag ordinance and like collecting that data. They approached me because they're like, we need more data from Beaufort area. We want it to be South Carolina based, and they have some areas in Columbia working with river keepers, collecting data. So I think it's just important to like back any sort of legislation or green initiatives that have to do with like single-use litter and stuff.
And they have an outreach program. If we decide we're going to do a cleanup somewhere in the county, they said, you call us, we'll either be there physically and we'll teach people how to do everything, or we'll give you everything to teach people how to do everything. So they're anxious to include us. We just have to reach for them and tell them when we're going to do something. So, Gene, do you have any thoughts on your experience with that tool and whether, how it's working and whether you're going to continue to go forward?
Yeah, I mean, we used the tool prior to COVID. It was a little bit different. We didn't have the clipboards and this kind of the standard operating procedures that they have now, but it was still a fairly commonly used tool prior to COVID, and all of that information that we collected was used by the Coastal Conservation League and other groups when they were in the process of working on the original plastic bag ban. And so it was super great to have that pretty solid. So when we wanted to get started again, we just basically, phoned up to the aquarium, and they just met us down here and brought a bag full of clipboards with all the sheets. They can send you a digital copy of the sheet so you could make copies. But they pretty much provide you with everything. And then on that first cleanup, they'll actually walk you through the steps of how to count things, how you actually record them, how you work in pairs, so on and so forth. You do need one person to do the entries, which can be a little bit time consuming, but again, you may have a student at USCB who's kind of wanting to do that as a community experience, or just for whatever, they're part of the club. But you do need to have that. But we use it for every cleanup now. So if you're interested, basically we can show you how it's done. Once you get rolling, it's pretty easy. We have moved beyond that as well, where we're actually using 2 different color bags during our cleanups. And so if we're doing, for example, Caligny Beach, we'll actually not only be recording, but we'll be actively separating our recyclables. And so gotten a little bit better grasp on our beach recycling and all of that. We actually are now going that one step farther and asking our volunteers to, grab the 1s and 2s, making it really simple. Bottles and cans, bottles and cans, bottles and cans. That's all you put in that bag. If it's not a bottle or a can, don't put it in that bag. But again, just another level of kind of, I think volunteers just love that stuff because they're really seeing the impact, and it's remarkable to have people count, like cigarette butts. The last cleanup we had, it was just insane. I mean, it was in the 300-400s. Straws are way up there as well, down on Caligny Beach. So, yeah, it's I think it's really kind of a fun thing to do, and something that the students, might be really interested in doing.
So I'll talk to the students as soon as it happens, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And I think it'd be fun for us to take one of those on, particularly if we've got a built-in group of people who are interested and excited about participating.
I have a question. In the case of the pickup that we sort of sponsor with Victoria, what is that, Earth Day? There are a lot of bags. I mean, can we do it where we just pick 10 bags and go through it, or do we have to do every bag? I mean, I'm asking everybody in the room.
The concept is to do every cigarette butt, not just every bag, not a statistical sample. It's to do every single item you pick up. That's the concept. What you can actually.
Count it before you put it in the bag.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really easy to do, because as one person is picking it up, the other person is recording.
Oh, I got that.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a pretty easy thing. So it makes it go pretty quickly. It's pretty efficient.
Yeah. And it might be 3 people picking up and 1 person recording.
But that's a lot of volunteers. Sometimes you don't get that many volunteers.
It is, and that, again.
I'm not trying to be a devil's advocate.
I think the rubber hits the road
Yeah.
when you're actually trying to orchestrate it. So that, I agree. So as we pull it together, then we have to think about, what level of data do we have arms and legs to collect?
I think it's a great idea.
Students.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
we don't necessarily need to be scratching our head, let them scratch their heads, because I think, again, as an environmental group, as opposed to being told, kind of what they have to do every step of the way, we can provide them with the framework and allow them to solve some of these issues.
I have a question.
And so on and so forth. So I think, it might be presented to them as an opportunity to really out.
County work, I had friends that ended up doing 20 hours of community service. Is that something that we could incorporate into something like this? picking up, if we were going to have an effort where we're going out and we're picking up along a beach or an area, can we work with the county for people who have to do that kind of?
Community service time? I'm sure, well, that's a good question. I couldn't answer that.
This could
Let
probably.
me make sure I put myself on here. There, okay, there I go. Yeah, we had last year, later in the year, we had discussions pertaining to that, to community service. Members are sentenced by the courts to perform these services to the community. It's my understanding that because, in speaking with the DA's office, Department of Corrections in the county here, most of their scheduling, if it were to be done under us, Public Works, would have to be accommodated on the weekend schedule for them, from my understanding. Unfortunately, we're not available to provide or support those services, more or less, on the weekend because we don't work weekends. That would be overseen under my department, litter control. And right now, we just don't have the resources made available for that. However, can it be revisited in the future? Perhaps. But that would be in the direction of Mr. Harry and going from
Department of Corrections?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not just Mr. Harry, just from the Public Works side, and then beyond that, we'll have to involve the county Department of Corrections, and the courts as well. You're welcome.
Probably keep going.
What do we got next? I'm sorry, I can't read.
The discussion with Public Works, us, about schools. Engaging schools.
We had a meeting about a week ago with Bradley, Jean, myself, and Victoria about going into this, and Sally, of course, we don't do anything about Sally because she writes everything down. About going and making contact with the school district and discussing reducing their waste. We're not getting in the educational side of it. We're just going to talk about reducing their waste. And we sat down to come up with the first 10 questions that we would ask. I have, and I don't know whether we've not talked about this before. I have a friend who is the CFO of the county school district, and at the air show where our tents were side by side, and she was sitting there, and I'm going, Tanya, who would I talk to come over there and ask you about your waste reduction and just some general questions? And she said, me. So I've made advances with that, and we are going to have a meeting with Tanya, and I talked to her last week, and she says, I'm going to find the appropriate people to come to who I got to figure out who I'm going to bring to the meeting as well. I got to pick the appropriate people. Okay, so we're a go on that, and that'll be interesting. What do we plan to get done? They are doing some recycling in a couple of schools, not very much. You might be able to tell us more about that. But Tanya said to me that they would be happy. They sometimes need a little push. And that's what we would like to do, is maybe help them do a little push. So, if we could reduce the amount of garbage that the Beaufort County School District has 3,000 employees, and I don't know how many children, our kids are in those schools, but they feed them lunch every day. And everything comes out of a cardboard box or a tin can or whatever, and none of that's going anywhere but out to the landfill. And if we could somehow get in there and reduce that, a quarter of it, or a third of it, or a tiny bit of it, we would be in a more positive way of life here in Beaufort County. It's all set up, and it actually took another turn the other night at the plastics meeting with the, what's it, the name of that committee? The Natural Resources Committee meeting, where we talked about the plastics, which we'll talk about a little later. That went very well. I talked to the county administrator who was there, who he and I gotten to know each other. And I mentioned to him about meeting with Tanya in the school district. And he was excited about it. He says that was great. The one thing that came up, and I said to him, I'd like to be able to go to the meeting and perhaps, I just want to make sure they realize we're serious and that they're serious, and I know they would, but, so he suggested that your boss, Jared, probably go to the first meeting. You know what I mean? I thought that was a good idea. Sort of like the grown-ups are going to meet first and decide, how, that it's okay, we're going to move ahead with this. So we're looking good in that department. It'd be interesting if we can pull it off. It'd be good stuff. Well, the air station might be larger, but they are, all our money all tax money goes in to them. And in that case, yes, they are. And they make a lot of waste. And they are open to this discussion. So that's our next move. As we always talked about it, we decided to get through the plastics, which we got through the other day, and now we're going to move into the school district. Yeah.
Okay, the next one, I've already mentioned the conversation with TJ Jett. We had no other actions other than come up with something big and interesting to do, and don't have an answer to that one yet, so we can keep going.
Help me out on where.
Plastics, natural resource, just what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah, so we had the, and as I'm sure you all knew, we had the meeting with the Natural Resources Committee 2 days ago. And Juliana, we've been preparing for this thing for a long time. We really have done a lot. We've had a lot of meetings on the second floor over there. I've left every one of those meetings thinking, all this gang here, what a wonderful group of people to be taking on this. Well, so finally we wrote it up and we all went over how the presentation was going to be. We had a whole meeting about how the presentation was going to be. None of them liked my idea, but that's okay. Anyway, no, I'm just joking. They came up with a great presentation. Juliana presented it to the board. I'm telling you, all the way across that room, except for 2 people, we've got them on our side. Now, how it all turns out in the end, I don't know at this point, but I do know that there was a lot of heads nodding up and down through the whole thing. So I was very proud of what we did there.
Yeah, I saw it on video, and I can't express how great Juliana did. If you all have a chance to go back and look at the video, it's worth your 15 minutes. You just go through the document, or go through the presentation, get all the way to her, 15 minutes or so, and she was great. I'd also love to get a copy of it, and it's a public presentation, so we should be able to do that.
And on your,
Even if you don't see the video, look at the presentation. It's wonderful talking points. If anybody asks you, what do you do with the board? Here's one of the things we do. And it's a great presentation. So I do think that we are maybe 1/3 of the way through this.
I agree.
Because we've now done the presentation, and as Brenda knows, there's a lot of steps from point 1 to point 10 where we need to get to. But once we, take that next immediate first steps, and then the designing the ordinance itself, and then getting the approval for it, and then implementation, communication. I mean, this is going to go on for quite some time. But boy, if we can put that in our checkbox and say we really supported that, that is a huge accomplishment for the board.
A huge accomplishment for the whole county,
Who were the 2 people that you didn't think were totally positive?
Mr. Cunningham from Bluffton and Ms. Brown from Moss Creek, and she gives a little sliver of Hilton Head, and it goes out.
Yeah.
Mrs. Brown, by the way, was the most vocal.
And critical, I would say.
And critical.
Yeah.
And the chairman of the county called me the next day, and she says, I don't understand why she was like that.
But you can still move forward. We didn't get a red light, so the preparations for the ordinance amendment are.
That's a huge positive. Other news, somewhat related, Ms. Brown, I think everybody knows, has stepped down from she's no longer our sponsor from the council. And now I understand it's Mr. Passament.
Joe Passman came up to me at the meeting and said, Joe, I'm your new guy on your board, and he was excited about coming here. And he says, I can't be there, I just got the position, and I had some plans for this meeting today, but he says, I will be there for all the meetings after this. I mean, I was really excited about it, and I think he's a good guy. He'll be a good help for him.
What district is he in?
He's, I think, almost out to Hardyville's. Oh, no, yeah, I think he is.
Sun City?
Sun City is Tav.
Yeah.
He's kind of beyond that, and I don't know exactly, I mean, I don't have a picture of the districts
A
in my
map
head.
online, if you go to county council, there's a map of all the districts that each council member oversees and represents.
While we're on the subject, tell me again what you just said about about the plastics that they're passing the order.
Not passing the ordinance.
No, but I mean, they're writing the,
So when Juliana didn't ask for permission, she said this is what we're going to do. So efforts are going to continue to amend the plastic bag ordinance.
Next step is to modify the ordinance, have that socialized, and then presented. Those are immediate next steps, and they did not say no. So we do the assumed close. We're going to do this. Tell us to stop. And they did not tell us to stop.
oh.
So that's great news. Great news.
And while I have a moment, I would like to give a little cheers to one of our members here. Brenda wrote the First Amendment to that, and she did a great job, and it started everything that we're doing right now. Thank you, kiddo.
Fantastic.
Did you see the video of it?
Not yet, huh?
So you're mentioned by the council, by the way? So, and it wasn't bad.
That and $3 will get me a cup of coffee.
It's $5 now, but yes.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 or 7.
No, I was very proud of that.
Yeah, my copy of that.
Okay.
All right, so let's,
So we're good, I think, on the plastics. We're moving forward.
Good job.
yeah, very
And
happy.
remember though, too, even, we were talking about time frame. Even after council approves it, we're looking at a 1 or 2 year implementation.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. But I mean, you got to start somewhere on all the stuff we're doing. None of what we're doing is school thing. It's going to take us 10 years to do
What
it.
we'll have to think about, and not, we'll have to think about soon.
Oh, they got so many.
Yeah, I know, it'll take forever.
We'll have to think about what role do we want to play? Like, I could see us being part of a communication plan. We could ask for some money to fund different grants or acquire some biodegradable packages and take them around to various restaurants. I mean,
Or have a
there's
spot where
big role for us.
we can deal them out.
Yeah, there's a role for us. We have to choose what we want.
Yeah.
And then
Assist in the
get-
implementation.
Exactly. Get funded to do
We
it.
did,
but-
I did that at Belfair. We went from plastic take-home stuff. And, oh, it's done. And you should hear the people bitching.
They'll get over it. They'll get over it.
Well, they're over it, but
10 years, it will be like
it was
nothing.
$12,000 savings on our financial.
Is there any way that you can write that into a paragraph? We need to communicate that.
Let me, I'd have to get clearance from the board to go
of course.
public with their finances, but
Okay,
if I
even
could
if-
even just that one line item, if I
Yeah.
get permission.
It would be huge if we could get a paragraph coming
Do you
from
know Brenda
Belfair.
personally? Do you know,
I know the board.
but do you, what, Brown?
Paula?
Paul, you know Paula personally? She's she's the hardest nut to crack.
Yeah.
So if you could have that coffee with her and say, here's the impact.
Well, her husband plays golf over there all the time.
There you go. There you go. So, okay, we should keep moving.
Yeah, keep moving.
Education and outreach.
I didn't hear that Jessica was on the call? Okay, so I apologize to do this to you, Sally. Could you kind of give us an update of how the purchasing is going? You don't need very specifics.
Okay.
Just a general, here's where we stand.
Okay. We had 3 outstanding requests from last meeting. One was for the hand fans, which are here, and they're beautiful. The plastic children's straws, we had to send back for a few different colors. They're being discontinued from this company, so when the colors are gone, they're gone. So we're down to now, as of yesterday, we've decided on purple is going to be the color going forward. Those are in production right now. The adult straws, the company cannot replicate the same, our logo on those cases. They did them once before, they've done away with some equipment, and they can't do it again. So it has gone back to education and outreach for another idea. That's been a couple of weeks, so now that order has canceled.
You'd start over
So
again.
we have to start over again on that one. However, we did have a discussion in our last meeting about being more mindful about purchasing recyclable items instead of all plastic. Those adult straws are all plastic. Everything about their compartment, what they're sealed in and everything. So that order was canceled by the company because of our delay in getting them feedback. So you may want to drop back 10 and punt on that.
So it's actually, in the end, it's a good thing.
Yes.
We want to buy giveaways that are recycled material in themselves. And this gives us a chance to take that challenge on.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
will talk to Jessica, and we'll figure out what Plan C is going to be on that, and get back to you.
So just going on the record, that one item, the adult straws, has not, that you all agreed on last time, has not been ordered.
We got to go through the process again. No problem. No problem.
Other than that,
I have a question on that. You said that the adult straws were plastic?
the casing that they come in is, and then they're wrapped in plastic as well.
So they're shipped in single-use plastic, and then the casing that it is and shelved in is plastic. But
The pouch was, but the actual straws were stainless steel.
the actual straws, I'll go grab one really quick. The actual straws are stainless steel. But yeah, when they're shipped to us, it comes
couple fans.
wrapped in plastic. We grab some fans too, please,
Grab a
Valentina.
fan.
Yeah, I got them all.
But yeah, when they're shipped to
We need to
us,
cool down in
they're
there.
all individually wrapped in plastic, which you'll see. And then the container that they come in is a plastic container. But then when you do take it out, it's a straw.
So we'll have to think about
Stainless
this.
straw.
Because, the reason they're wrapped in plastic, each straw, is for cleanliness, right? Sanitary.
Yeah.
Now what do we do? So I don't have an answer to the
Difficult.
question,
And
but
that's why the whole big debate with plastics and single use is we can do as much as we can to try and choose stainless steel, but it's on the manufacturers to reduce, and that's why you
Have
see
we-
the
have
big
we
push
looked
with
at-
Amazon, with them trying to decrease the packaging that they send you your packages in and less trips.
Can we look at
And it's difficult,
look for
too,
a
until you
vendor
receive it.
who is more environmentally
This is why
correct?
these are here. This is from a company called Promoleaf. Everything from them is recyclable material or sustainably made. So, so this is, we're using this one, but,
These are pens.
they are pens, they're gel pens.
They're really cool.
Yes. And there are those metal straw, the stainless straws in pouches. One of our grants did those at one time. We could always go in that direction.
I've got one that came in a cloth pouch,
Yes, I believe we have those.
and it's wonderful. And there was,
So maybe pivot to that. It would be y'all's committee.
Jessica has the charge. She's the one who has to go out, research. She heard the message about recycled products. We should try to only buy recycled products. She's got that message. She's got the charge. We'll expect her to come back with some samples or ideas.
And then we also
These are the
need,
adult straws, which I don't think are as bad as maybe, in my opinion, these, because they are made out of plastic and in plastic. That's I don't know.
What are we doing with these?
Those were children's.
how much do we pay for these per?
those were, we have an order in, that if we had gone through with that order, it would have been $2,000 for 1,000 of them.
$2 a piece.
Oh, we need to spend that money, so.
Yes, but you might not want to spend it.
Not that way.
Well, and I don't want to put all of that in my purse.
And you gotta wash the straw.
Well, my
point.
stainless
That's
steel
the point of a
straws,
reusable straw. You gotta wash it.
Yeah.
And that's
They use water and soap and,
but I have a little piece like this.
Can we
Yeah.
move on?
Yeah, the only other thing I was going to say is we are still waiting on the invoice for the T-shirts.
Okay.
Once we get that, The T-shirts will be here, and that will be something for your outreach, but until we get an invoice, we can't cut the money.
I think Jessica knows that issue.
Yeah.
And she's working it.
That's just where everything is. That's just giving you the recap of where all your
Excellent.
orders are.
Excellent. Okay.
Who made that decision?
Anything else
Jessica?
on,
If you gave me one, I wouldn't use it.
anything else on education and outreach?
I have one little quick thing to say about, I think it's education and outreach. We had an event down in Bluffton a week ago. They did a pickup there, a big pickup. They do a couple a year. Everybody's there, the mayor's, everybody there. But Dr. Jean was there with her water wagon that says, right on the side of it, keep Beaufort County beautiful. So I thought we all ought to say thank you very much, Dr. Jean, for doing what you did.
That's made it happen, and I will have additional updates, but, you know, again, it's, the quench buggy's now been wrapped, and the sponsors are magnets, so that's kind of cool. But pretty soon, we're very close to having, the Chamber of Commerce is kind of sponsoring, if you have an event and you would like to submit a request to have the quench buggy at your event, there'll be a form that you can fill out, and then, you know, based on, you know, availability, and of course for sponsors, you're a priority. We then would, you know, put that on the calendar. Separate from that, there will be also an ability for groups or individuals to sign up to volunteer. And the volunteering is really kind of less about, you know, setting up the quench buggy. I mean, we can train you to do all the sanitation and the filling and the emptying and all that stuff if you're interested. And we do need people that can tow. We do need people that know how to set it up, fill it up, make sure that it's clean, do all those types of procedures. But separate from that, each time we have the quench buggy at an event, it's just a great time to have that one-to-one FaceTime with, you know, your community. And so I would encourage anyone, you know, if you see it on the schedule, like, for example, we'll be at the Bluffton Seafood Fest, which I believe is not the next weekend. So the buggy will be there. I think they've got some volunteers signed up, but it's just a great opportunity to stand there from our kind of low country environmental eco group within the Rotary group. You know, we have reusable cups and things that we hand to a person, and you can have that conversation. We have signage to help end plastic soup. And I'm just throwing that out to the committee and to the group as a whole that, you know, these are great opportunities for us to spread the word about the work that we're doing in this county. And that every time we can get a member of our group there to have those conversations, I think it's really a win-win. And so at a lot of these events, you may not have a table, but you can certainly stand there with some of our items and ask people if they've heard about us, ask, you know, what do they think about the work we're doing, and, you know, talk a little bit about the importance of reducing plastics and so on and so forth. So just wanted to put that out there, that's actually a really good opportunity, and I certainly will be doing that in a number of events that we have down here. But pretty soon we'll have an actual sign-up procedure. And the chamber has offered to sponsor that, and I'll get a link and make sure I share that with the entire council.
Thanks, Gene. One of the things that I liked a lot about the quench buggy was that Gene insisted that no plastic cups be handed out anywhere at the event. So they were aluminum cups. So I think what we should consider, and we'll ask Jessica to do this. Let's go look at KBCB creating, you know, buying our own cups.
Yeah.
And then just have them out for distribution. Probably more effective way to get it in people's hands. And that's something that we could, and they're very inexpensive items when you buy them in bulk, particularly. So we'll ask
We might be able to get other groups to sign on to the cup too. I mean, the Coastal Conservation League, I
Well,
mean,
you can go to Wendy's or Chick-fil-A, they'll give you the cups probably in
Yeah.
order to have their advertising out there.
yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely look to have a sponsor, do one side. We did an event where, local tap rooms went with us and, they had their logo on one side. And we went for a whole month, and then they're still using them for, if you order a 12-ounce beer, you have that reusable cup. So, we brainstormed that. But I think there's great potential for us to really kind of spread the word about what we're doing, and get the kids from USCB included as well. There'd be no reason why they couldn't volunteer and get involved in having those discussions about, reducing the plastic water bottles. That whole entire event I think they had 300 people show up for the cleanup, which was really good for a fall cleanup. And they didn't dispense. They gave out hot dogs and hamburgers and all kinds of great snacks and food. Not a single plastic water bottle was dispensed on that day.
I thought that was great. Okay, I'd like to keep moving. I know we're already a little over time, but we started a little bit late, so hopefully we have a little bit of flexibility there. I'll do a quick finance report. Nothing has changed when I sent these 2 pages out. So this is 25, so that we can go past that one, go to the next page if you can. This is 26. We've now agreed to move some money, and I'll make that change before our next meeting, certainly. The other piece of news is that our 50K showed up in the accounting system. It's a good thing.
We got some money.
So our 50K FY26 dollars are in place, which means we can start spending it. The other thing that I also got recently from Sally is there was some expenditures, small, that I have to incorporate into our documentation. But, obviously the county owns the financial system and we just kind of take that data. Before the next meeting, I will have these updated with whatever changes we agree to going forward here. Okay? All right, I think that's it on the committee reports. Yeah, I don't think we need to go through those financials. Okay.
All right.
I've got, are you into new business yet? Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Use the screen, Chris.
We have a staff update
Yeah,
discussion going on here.
Yeah, so you all received our newsletter. It's in your packet. I won't read through it, but in there is, when I created the newsletter, the only expenditures that you did have were some of the outreach materials. So you can see that on the first page of the newsletter. And some other information about what Valentina's, some upcoming educational talks. Not sure if it's in the pamphlet, but if not, a copy of her flyer.
I'm sorry for interrupting. The Palmetto Pride Grant, there's litter prevention money. Is there still money available?
Off the top of my head, I'm going to say no. I want to say all those funds are allotted to the Adopt a Highway groups, litter crews. So with those funds, they purchased signage for litter, supplies, bags, and then it also it goes towards funding kayak cleanups hosted by Outside Foundation. But with those grants, with any grant really, when we ask for the funds, it's an itemized expense. So basically what we ask for, we need to purchase. And it all went towards the litter crew and Adopt a Highway group.
So that's good.
So we generally, our group has a $10,000 a year Palmetto.
Typically, if you apply to it.
And we have received it.
Yeah, when you didn't apply to it last year because you had your. It'll be, they typically around this, Palmetto Pride has it on their website.
Should we keep an eye out for that, or can you keep an eye out for
If
that?
you want to apply for it, yes, you keep an eye on it. We'll apply for litter crew, but for Keep Beaufort County Beautiful, if you all want to apply for that grant, it'll be your responsibility. submit and
Yeah, let's do it.
Can you do it again, or do you want help doing that?
Yeah, it doesn't take, it's no problem.
Great. Do it again. Let's do it again. And then if there is any money left over in that grant this year, I know that it's itemized. However, we can have, the aluminum cups or something teed up for you to buy if that's something that any money comes available.
it doesn't really fall in the category of litter prevention, honestly. Litter prevention is more of litter pickups and supplies and materials that go
Okay.
towards litter.
Okay.
That would be kind of more, I would think, maybe a state or recycling grant.
Okay.
Or litter prevention really is more along the lines of litter cleanup.
I can clarify on some of that stuff too I bet we could get, without any problem.
Okay. Sally, we had talked about buying more grocery bags. Do you remember?
Yes, I've sent you all the quotes.
Okay.
And you all, if you're interested in doing that, you're going to have to do a requisition form. I do have those forms with me if you need one. And I've also given you a quote for the stickers as well.
Yep. So I'll get to Jessica.
Grocery bags, are they cotton or are they
They're these, the,
recycled?
Yeah.
those.
They're made of
those
recycled
bags.
material.
They're made out of the recycled
Quality.
And all the time.
bottle.
Yeah, I like them, but I mean, sometimes ladies like to get those little cotton bags and put them in the trunk of their car and take them.
I like those better.
You do? Well, I know my wife has an assortment of both kinds. But if we wanted to spend some money, could we get 100 of those to give away at the 10 every?
So that brings me, I want to tie into what you're saying. It seems to me, I know that Jessica's really been on top of everything and done a great job, but I think as far as items that we're purchasing, I think we need to see them first and approve them before we purchase.
Well,
And we have
Brenda,
not-
that happened. That happened completely. Every single item was presented here.
Pam, did you see that?
Oh, no, those are old. Those are old. Those weren't purchased for this year.
Oh, okay.
No, those are old.
Those didn't come out of our budget.
No, not this year.
These are from last year, but they have been ordered, they were requested again this year.
Yeah.
Like the green box, that's what you're getting, the purple. The
Okay.
blue in
Got
the
it.
bag is the one that we had to cancel for being stale on our response.
So
And in
that's-
defense of
that's-
Jessica, she's trying to get something done, and
Yeah.
sometimes,
Oh, yeah, I
so
agree.
But every item that she has asked to buy, this is a rebuy from previous, so this is a
Okay.
little different.
Okay.
But every item she's asked to buy, we have seen photographs. You cannot get samples with your brand on it.
I have not seen those.
They were presented in the meeting, and we can go back and show you where if you want to see what those all were. But yeah, those were all presented, and because we're all being super careful not to do anything individually. But, input and criticism at the time that we're selecting is absolutely, we need to,
Good, because I
Have it
thought
open.
these were for this year. I misunderstood. So those were last year. Okay, good. Thank you.
but yeah, anything new, absolutely, anything new goes through the process of, it gets presented, we all vote.
I knew she had done that with some things, and I had seen those, but when I saw these, I was a little bit confused, so my bad.
Okay, staff update.
Yes. So yeah, went through the budget. Solid waste events, we're continuing with our initiatives for e-waste and paper shredding. Discuss the Palmetto Pride Litter Prevention Grant. Typically that grant period cycle is open soon. Do you have any?
No, but I can find it. I'm going up there
It's
Tuesday.
typically around this time frame, the fall. And then Jesus provided a lot of really great information and statistics from his litter crews and Adopt a Highway members. I do want to note that Jesus has been promoted. He is going to be our Assistant Solid Waste and Recycling Superintendent. And so, yes, excited to have him in that position. And with that being said, his litter control supervisor position is open. We are currently interviewing candidates for that. So there will be a bit of a changeover if you're an Adopt a Highway group. But Jesus will definitely still be with solid waste and also overseeing that program, but just a bit from afar. So anyway, I'll go ahead and pass the baton unless Valentina or Mr. either of y'all have anything to say. All right, and then we will get you that flyer. My apologies, but Valentina does have several outreach events scheduled. And then the last page is Miss Sally, if you want to go ahead and take that over.
We have, on the last, in your packet, you were given the dates for the 2026 meetings. Every one of them will be back in chambers, except for February, yay. So,
How about December of this year?
December will be here,
Okay.
but this is the vote for the 2026. February meeting will have to be here. Council has that for budgeting workshop, so that trumped us. So, April through December will all be in chambers, but that one February will be here at this conference room.
And
So-
December's here also.
Yes, December and February. So we'll need a motion for, accepting this schedule.
Move to accept the schedule?
All in favor, say aye.
Fantastic, okay. And now you're on to the fun stuff, all your pictures.
It's our new
So
sign,
So
guys.
let me give you the update on the signs. I'm not gonna go all the way back, but US agreed to run a competition within USCB. It's staff as well as students, so it's anyone within USCB can submit. We also walked the site, and I think, Sally, were you able to get that in here as well?
Yep.
Can you go to that real quick? Or do you have to go through all the pictures?
I have to go through all the pictures.
Then forget about it. Don't
All
do
right,
it.
it's at the end of the
Don't do it.
pictures.
And keep in mind, we might vote on which one we want here, so everybody take a good
Our
close look.
output today,
Yeah,
hopefully,
We need to do it today.
we need to do it today, is to pick one. We could pick two if we can't agree on one. We do not want to try to socialize 10, right? Because the process of getting this approved, the council will approve, but it's going to have to go through a couple of steps to get the approval. Just as an aside, there's two ways to design signs these days. This is one. It's foam, and then they etch in the foam with a laser. I don't know if it's appropriate for the designs we have. The other one is a aluminum panel with plastic in between the panel, aluminum on both sides, and then they impact an image. You get a lot more clarity, and you get a digital image of high quality. Can go on aluminum sign. If you put it on this, as you know, it's a routing, so it's nowhere near as crisp of an image. The lifespan is about the same, about 10 years, they say, but plus or minus. You can worry about that later. So Carol Weir is the woman at USCB. She's in the administration office. She's orchestrated it, sent it out a few weeks ago, or 10 days ago. I said, please have something so we can talk about it at this meeting, and she did. And here's what we have to talk about. So this was actually the last one on the list, but anyway, here's a design.
I just have one question.
Please.
And I know you said don't get into the language and everything on this, but about half of them or 2/3 of them.
A very good question, and Carol asked me the exact same question. I took that off the Beaufort County government website. It is it's the tagline, if you will. And Carol said, what words do you want on the sign? And I'm like, went hunting, and that popped. That is absolutely part of the design choice, right? So we said to the students and the school, feel free to change things here and there, but the basic flavor this is the basic flavor that you want. And as long as it's, it's already been accepted by the county, it's used by the county, it's not too crazy and new. You don't want anything too crazy and new.
Let's flip the-
Keep going.
Let's go. Let's go to the next one.
She's gotta go.
Yep, okay. Yep,
That one?
yep.
So before you all start voting, I do want to remind you that your vote is here, and you can propose to take that vote. But ultimately, it will be county council's decision.
Yep.
So
Oh,
if they,
which one of
and
the
that will
signs?
prolong it to, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you all can vote what to propose to them if you want to do options and present to them like Juliana did. But do remember, there's a vote here, whatever you want to send, but you were ultimately, it goes on up, yeah, it goes on up the chain. I would suggest a couple.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 3,
What size is this sign going to be?
conceptually, 6 feet by 4 feet.
Just
It's on,
That's the deep.
No, they're gonna go all over every.
oh, wait. 6 feet by 4 feet, 6 feet wide, 4 feet high. It'll be on some kind of posts. Don't know the details of that yet. There'll be breakaway posts in case a car runs into it. There'll be, we know exactly where this first sign is gonna go, and there's a picture from our landscape architect. That's exactly where it's gonna go. It's replacing a current DOT sign, which is about 6 inches by 12 inches, and it just says Beaufort County. And this is the basic layout. You know, this has to be coordinated with the selection of the graphic image. The selection of the construction of it is kind of separate from the graphic image. We'll figure that out. That's not the hard part. The sign on Route 278 is essentially going to be about 6 by 4. As we've talked to other county council members, several, and even Bradley said we want to put the same sign on every major entrance. I think there are 5, maybe 4, depends.
5, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
The sign may be scaled to be appropriate for the road that it's on. 278 at this point, as you can see, is a 6-lane divided highway at 55 plus miles per hour. It's got to be big. But on 17, might not have to be that big. So that, we'll worry about that later.
High speed later, yeah, we'll worry.
We'll about that later.
Yeah.
But the idea is that, you know, we got the school to participate in the design. They gave us these. We really should pick 2 or 3. There's a lot that are redundant in here with very, very minor changes. It would be great if we could kind of raise hands on, say, whether or not this one should be included in the 3. Are we all okay with going forward with 3? Nods? Okay. So let's just, Sally, can you just keep track?
Sure.
How many people say this sign, this design, should be included in the 3?
Dr. Jean, see this?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I like this one.
And then we'll go down each one.
Any voted for this one?
So we're voting, yes, it should be included in 3. That's the
I
question.
like this one.
Okay, so Sally, you got that count?
Yep.
So
I
with
got
the-
it.
of the board members, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, yep. Everybody
Okay,
knows what it is.
next. Should this be included in the top 3? Anybody say yes? You don't count, sorry. For this call. Okay, so pass by this one. Anyone for this one? Nope, pass by this one. Pass by this one. Pass by this one. Pass. Pass. Okay, anybody like this one?
Yeah, I'd say one of the 3.
This is James.
I think one of the 3.
One of his 3. I like his. I like it saying, and that's the only thing I have with the other one is it doesn't say welcome to. It just says Beaufort County on the first one, and I
So,
like it.
thank you. I asked Carol Weir from the university, can we go back with minor tweaks? And she said, yes. We have all these people. What we don't want to do is go back 10 times.
Right.
So I think what we want to do is come up with our 3.
Let's see the next one.
Yep, and then we can go forward.
All right, this one's the green, and that one's changed to blue, and that's all blue.
Go back to the first one, I'm sorry.
It's called James Jolly 1. Yep.
Oh,
There's
good.
one,
Any one of those 3 would be fine.
1, 2, 3, or 4.
4's a completely different one. Let's go back.
To 1.
It's all James Jolly.
Let's go back to 1, 2, and 3 of James Jolly. They're the same sign with a couple different colors. Okay, so let's say, do people like the first one? Keep going. The green one? Yeah. How many say this one is a good one? I'm okay with this. Anybody else? 1, 2, 3.
I like that Beaufort County is really bold.
Yep. Okay, good.
But the lettering is all the same, and I think the county
Okay,
like this.
so let's leave that one. That's number 2 we've selected. So let's go on. James Jolly, number 2.
So we're gonna not, do you wanna look at 4 and 5 for him?
No,
Okay,
no.
all right.
Okay.
Looks-
And then that one,
Liz.
no, back.
back.
Wait, we have to vote on this one.
No.
Okay, keep going.
This is all the James Jolly ones.
Yeah,
Now
go
we're
past
going
James Jolly.
To
There you
Liz
go.
Monahan.
So, anybody say yes?
No.
Nobody. Next?
Poor old Liz.
Anybody say yes?
Yes.
Got 1 yes. 2 yeses.
It was great, Liz.
Okay. What other ones do we have?
That's it.
Okay, can we go back?
Sure.
Okay, so I think I voted for 2, and I'm okay with just voting for 2. I don't like the last one that we showed up. Did you two guys like? That's fine. You know, whoever votes we get out of
That's what
it.
it looks like.
Yeah.
She's got it.
I don't like that one as much personally, but that's okay. I mean, that's,
So it's Anna, James Jolly 1, and Tim Devine, right?
Well, that's that one, which there was only 2
Put that one in
votes.
as a third one.
Yes.
Because it is different, and that,
Yeah.
and it just gives them a variety. And the council,
no problem with that. Chris, you have a problem with including this? Could you go to this one, please?
Tim Devine.
Okay, any problem with including that as number 3?
This one right here?
Yep,
Yeah, it's not my favorite, but I'm not.
not my favorite either, but that's
And
fine.
what, go ahead, Jean, Dr. Jean.
Oh, I think it's fine, yeah. I mean, it's not my top choice, but I think included in the 3, fine.
Okay, so we've got
That's
a
probably
couple,
the one that the county council will get.
of course.
Paula.
Yeah. Okay, so let's be done.
So Anna, James Jolly 1, and Tim Devine are your
Okay,
choices.
those are the 3. I'm gonna give that feedback to Carol, but tell her, don't tell anybody yet. Just tell you, these are the 3 we've down selected. It could be a couple of months before we actually come back to her and say, we want to tweak this or that. So we'll let
So
her
you're
know.
wanting to
ready
add the
to-
welcome to the Anna Slazik as your,
If we choose it,
if you're,
I would say don't have them edit it before it's chosen.
I agree.
So, with that being said, do you have all the information so where we can get on PC agenda next
Yes.
month?
Yes. We can't go to SCDOT until the county approves the design.
Okay.
Once that's, so that, the county approval is the next thing. And I think we
Okay.
have everything we're going to get.
Okay.
And
then
could you
the November, it's too late to get on this month because we would have had to submit it by Monday. So, by November 3rd, we need to submit our packet.
Okay.
Our
I'll make sure
AIS
that
form.
happens. Okay?
I'll let you know
And
what
what's
we
the date
need.
of that meeting? If you would, if you could? November 3rd is the Monday, is it
Yeah.
2 weeks after
So
that?
the 17th is the public facilities meeting that we can get on
Great.
the agenda.
Pam, what's your schedule? You still, we gotta get rolling?
Yeah.
What time you gotta be there?
Can I ask one
I'll miss your
more?
flight.
well, if we don't have anything else we're
Gotta
voting
get some
on,
blood
I
tests.
I have one more thing that I'd like to,
do we have to vote on it?
I kind of want to vote, but let me throw the idea out, and if you don't want to vote on it, we won't vote on it. So one of the things that Chris and I observed when we went to the conference in February up in DC was there's a cigarette receptacle that has a recycling component that you can choose to use or not use. The idea would be to put a cigarette receptacle at every boat ramp right next to the fishing line receptacle. If anybody's been to a boat ramp, there's a PVC pipe where you put your fishing line in, and it gets removed at some point. This is what the receptacles look like. It's about the same, it's about 2 feet tall and about 4 inches in diameter. I would like to propose that as something that we look to fund, but we can do it in December if we want.
I think we table it, because who's going to empty this?
Well, I'm trying to get Public Works to empty it, but they haven't been too excited about it. So, because we can't empty it ourselves. It's just, we know that. We know
Who
that.
empties the fishing line?
Public Works.
We do.
So that's kind of, I'm gonna,
And I spoke with Mr. Harriet about it. He honestly doesn't want to deal with trash at all at the boat landings, and he wants to pull all trash receptacles from. And the fact that we already have a trash receptacle that we empty, which people can discard cigarette butts there, and the fishing line, he was a definite hard no on Public Works.
right now, let's not add to it.
agreed,
It was a hard no.
agreed.
Hard no on that.
Okay. I don't like the idea of removing the other ones, though. So hopefully he doesn't go there.
Yeah.
Because anything that's trashed there ends up in a river somewhere.
Right. I was
Okay.
going to say, if you
But that's the
remove
issue,
those,
though,
it's gonna-
is that people use it as their personal trash cans, then it overflows, and that's the issue. So if we remove it, will it remove the issue as a whole?
Probably not, but
They put a
That's okay.
dumpster, is that what it fills up?
No, just a
it's a
trash
trash
can.
it's trash
Yeah, why
can.
don't we put a dumpster at each,
Costs money.
That would be even more.
Yeah, even more people gonna just take their stuff.
but it's
And they
better than
would
doing
take
that
it-
and
they
throwing
would
it on
take
the
their
road.
personal stuff.
Yeah, Well,
Do you have any other
Had to.
agenda items?
You had adjustment to funding allocations, but I believe you've already taken
We've
care of
done
that. That's it.
That was it? Okay, so we're having fun still. So I
Great
move
work.
that we close the meeting.
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, she got to go. Where's your appointment at?
LabCorp.